we are tracking a cold front, and before it crosses through, you tend to see a nice little warm-up take place with this kind of a setup, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, there is a bit more activity to track in the last couple of hours. Let me zoom it out one time. You can see what's happened within the last 3 hours, especially through the Poconos. There was one quick round of rain, but you see how things have been fizzling? This front, I'll tell you, like the worst of the energy with it and moisture with it is off to our north. So even though it is the same system that's been responsible for all that volatile, severe weather we've seen recently through the plains and the Midwest region, generally speaking, we are really only going to end up with maybe a passing shower out of this. But that said, we'll call it partly sunny today, but that UV index is awfully high. And even though in the next few days we see the temperatures drop back, the UV index is going to remain awfully high. So that is something that you got to keep in mind. In the meantime, our current temperature readings are off to a mild start. We're in the mid and upper 60s around the region. It is still feeling on the muggy side because we are still essentially dealing with somewhat of an onshore flow. It's not quite as bad as yesterday, but you're getting some of that wind off of the water here around a Cape May, for example. So you may still find some fog in spots, but with that wind eventually turning more westerly with time, in other words, it comes from the west, that's going to help heat things up for us out there. So we easily should skyrocket to the upper 80s. 88, in fact, is what we're expecting in Philadelphia, and that would make it the hottest day that we've seen so far this year. And it's also flirting with record territory, Justin.
Yeah, pretty impressive, Katie. Yeah, that humidity certainly just hits you hard when you step outside, so you may want to use that AC on the way into work or school this morning. But let's hit the roads. Again, visibility not too bad, not much fog to talk about. 95 in good shape. We'll take it around Cotman Avenue here, both directions, northbound and southbound, looking pretty good for this hour. Volume will continue to increase over the next hour or so. Also, 476 in Mid-County, pretty quiet this morning. Again, both directions look good. Area speeds running at the speed limit all throughout the city and the surrounding suburbs. Into New Jersey, no problems on the Turnpike. 295, 55, 42 looks pretty good this hour. Up in Upper Dublin, Fort Washington, we do have a water main break. Pinetown Road at Highland Avenue. Police are directing traffic to get around that break. Also, the PACO line adjusted midday schedules once again today and tomorrow. That's both directions. That should run from about 9 this morning till 3 in the afternoon. And Penn's moving out today. I'm sure they're happy about that. Start their summer, but folks driving in this area not happy. Spruce Street is closed between 34th and 40th. This will go today and tomorrow from 6:30 to 8 o'clock this evening. That's a look at your ride. We'll send it back over to you.
JD, thank you. Here's what's happening. Another powerful earthquake has just shook the region of Nepal. At least 4 people have died, we're told, after this morning's magnitude 7.3 quake that was centered near Mount Everest. It's a devastating blow for the area that's still trying to recover from another massive earthquake last month that killed more than 8,000 people.
New this morning, a smash and grab robbery at a West Philadelphia Dunkin' Donuts. Around 2 a.m., police say a man smashed the drive-through window of this Dunkin' Donuts near 63rd and Girard and then took off with the cash register. He fled on foot, but was captured just a short distance away. No word if anyone was injured or how much money was taken from that register. Police are looking for 2 suspects in an attempted robbery at an Acme supermarket in Feasterville. This happened around 6 last night. Investigators say the man in the green shirt right there assaulted an Acme employee who tried to stop him from stealing a cart with about $900 worth of merchandise in it. Police say they think the man in the white shirt was with him. If you have any information about who that man is or where he might be, you're asked to call Southampton Township Police.
A brick smashes through a school bus window in West Philadelphia and injures a student. This morning, Philadelphia police are trying to track down who is responsible. Eyewitness News reporter Jan Carabeo joins us now. She's at police headquarters to tell you more about it. Jan, good morning.
Yuki, good morning. Fortunately, the 20-year-old student who was injured yesterday has already been released from the hospital, but this incident will most likely stay with her and with her peers for some time. Police say it was a group of disabled students who were on this bus and heading home when their school bus was attacked. A school bus not involved in an accident Monday afternoon, but the target of what police are calling a careless attack.
It was just like they're just bored and they have nothing to do and they do a stupid act like this.
Police say it was here near the intersection of 47th and Aspen Streets, where a group of 6 juveniles grabbed a couple of concrete bricks and hurled them at a bus of disabled students.
They pick up some cement bricks, some cement and bricks from the grassy area, and they throw one at the bus. It strikes the side of the bus, damaging the bus, and they throw a second brick which goes through the actual window.
9 students were on board, along with 2 assistants and the driver. They were all heading home from the school of the future. A 20-year-old student was hit by flying glass, her face cut, and taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. Now, police want someone who knows the kids responsible to step up.
They don't realize that there's a disabled kid in this bus. The fear you place in them and the injuries could have been worse. We're just fortunate here as the glass shattered. It hit the girl in the eye, but it looks like she's going to be okay.
This investigation is ongoing today. Police say that this group approached the bus from a nearby park, and they do have this on video. They still need the public's help. However, if you have any information, call police. We're reporting live outside of Philadelphia Police Headquarters. Jan Carabeo, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Jan, thank you. Chopper 3 captures a dramatic rescue when a mother and daughter are nearly crushed by a big rig on the Northeast Extension. Eyewitness News reporter David Spunt has more on this extremely close call.
Katrina Moaning and her mother, Nalin Duca, were on their way to the mall Monday afternoon when police say a UPS tractor trailer swerved, causing their little Mazda Miata to go under the UPS truck.
There was no visual reference. I couldn't even tell which way we were going. Everything was happening so fast, and I just knew there was nothing I could do.
Moaning and her mother stayed calm, waiting for help. That help was there in just minutes, thanks to Towamencin Fire Chief George Seifert, the first on the scene.
It's just part of the job. Every situation's different when you show up.
Seifert told Eyewitness News the women were noticeably calm inside a hot car, with outside temperatures approaching the upper 80s.
EMS was feeding them water. The crews working around the car were constantly talking to the patients, just letting them know what's going on.
Minutes later, crews started cutting part of the truck and car to set Moaning and her mother free. One wrong movement could have been deadly. 2 hours after the ordeal began, the women were out and thankful to be alive.
All I could do was just look at all the faces in front of me, and every set of eyes that I looked at was just so reassuring that I just stayed calm.
Police told Eyewitness News the driver admitted fault. Katrina Moaning will be released from the hospital later today. Her mother had minor injuries as well. Reporting in Abington, David Spunt, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Arson investigators are trying to figure out if a deadly fire in Kensington was set on purpose. It was breaking news yesterday morning when the fire ripped through the apartments on the 3200 block of Kensington Avenue. Several people jumped or fell from the second story trying to escape the flames. One man died from the fall and 5 others were hurt. Sources tell CBS 3 the fire is suspicious. The owner also told us he thinks a tenant destroyed the building's alarm system.
Pennsylvania could get one step closer today to legalizing medical marijuana. A bill that would let doctors prescribe medical marijuana is expected to pass in the state Senate later today. Governor Tom Wolf supports the bill that expands the conditions that qualify for medical marijuana. Now, it would still be illegal to smoke marijuana. The Senate passed a similar bill last year, but it never came up for a vote in the House.
Well, communities down south are still trying to clean up from devastating storms. Now they're facing another obstacle today.
Also, the NFL comes down hard on Tom Brady suspending the star quarterback. We're getting some new reaction to the punishment for Deflategate.
And it's the pre-summer sizzle. Katie's tracking near record temperatures. We do traffic and weather, we do it together, and that's coming up on the other side. Be right back. Morning, everyone. Updating our breaking news in Nepal. You are looking at unedited raw video coming into us showing the aftermath of a 7.3 magnitude earthquake. At least 4 people have already been killed. We're told this is the same area that's still trying to recover from another massive earthquake last month that killed more than 8,000 people. More updates throughout the morning. Erica?
As survivors in a small Texas town pick up the pieces after a deadly tornado, there are some small signs of hope. Check this out. Do you see that? The American flag found in the rubble intact. It's now hanging high, a makeshift symbol of the strength and resolve for those who must now move forward. CBS correspondent Don Champion reports from Van, Texas.
Rescue crews in Van, Texas continued search efforts into the night. Even though everyone is accounted for, cadaver dogs are being used to scour debris just in case.
With the amount of damage that we've suffered, it's important that we check and recheck what we've done, just to be sure we don't miss anybody.
The powerful EF3 tornado leveled about a third of the tiny town, killing 60-year-old David Tapley and his wife Brenda. The couple moved to Van after retiring. In the wake of the storm, victims are trying to protect what little they have left. Police put a curfew in place and have set up checkpoints.
I've seen a bunch of folks here today that I've never seen before, and they may be here looking for an opportunity.
In neighboring Arkansas, where an EF2 tornado hit, many people are coming together. In the town of Nashville, a Good Samaritan handed out $100 bills to storm victims.
It's good. I mean, I know it's not a whole bunch of money and a lot of money, but it helps. It's going to help my sister and her kids.
Even more severe weather threatens to hamper cleanup efforts later this week. Don Champion, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
And here is one more problem from those storms. All of that rain is being blamed for this massive sinkhole in the parking lot of a grocery store near Fort Worth. It's 45 feet wide and 40 feet deep, just huge. Crews say that it could cost $500,000 just to fix that hole. Right now, it is 5:13 when I check in with Katie, and it's going to feel like mid-July today?
Easily. Yeah, I mean, this really is going to be typical temperature profile for the height of the summer season, which would be mid to late July. So, yeah, very, very significant heat building for our area before our front completely crosses through. Now, this looks like a very active storm scan, and in fact it is, but not so much here. Yet again, we are getting not essentially sheltered by anything rolling through, but we're not getting the direct impact from this front. So while we didn't get a direct impact from Ana, which continues to spin away, we're also not getting the direct impact of the main energy with our main storm system and cold front that's crossing on through. Interesting how this was able to produce so much severe weather back across Texas, as we just heard in that report from Don Champion, but also in many other states. And it's just not going to produce much here. So, you know, we could really use the rain at this point. I know the pollen's really getting to a lot of people. I've got like basically just a thin layer of it on my own backyard and deck. So I feel your pain on that. But if you've got outdoor plans, this is good news. Meanwhile, as we look back off to the west, high pressure is going to eventually start to rebuild for us here, and that does bode well for the days ahead. So let me walk you through this pattern one more time. Hot and humid today. As the front crosses through, you'll notice the breeze picking up, and I don't want to totally rule out a spotty shower, but most of you stay dry. Upper 80s. Then we look ahead to tomorrow. We're going to flirt with 70 here. See a significant cutback on that thermometer reading, and high pressure is ruling the roost for Thursday. Gorgeous day. Low and mid 70s. Friday generally starts off with some sunshine, but we may begin to see the clouds build. A warm front is going to be lifting north at that point, so we could even see some showers as early as Friday night. Just a chance for now, but in the meantime, today is a very toasty one. No chance here. It's a guarantee. Upper 80s the expected high here. 57 are expected low later on tonight, so it's clear, it's breezy, and it's much cooler for us out there. And as we look forward in our forecast, temperatures take a significant hit by tomorrow in terms of daytime highs, but we're going to start rebounding from there by Saturday. It's not looking ideal. Probably some showers and probably even a few thunderstorms out there, but it is going to be milder if that is your thing. So,
That's not too bad. Not too
Still,
bad.
it still looks good, Katie.
Yeah, overall,
it's
this
not
is
too
still
bad
some
at
good
all.
stuff.
Thank you.
I like
You got
that
it.
dry stretch because it's good car wash weather, because you can enjoy it. You know,
You
clean
enjoy
it off,
wax?
you wash, shine out those wheels, the rims.
Man.
I'm coming over. I'll wash your car.
Wait, what?
Wow.
What? Did he just say that?
Yeah.
We got it on tape now.
He's going to take it and drive. He's going to drive it.
No,
through. I know.
hand
Yeah,
wash it.
yeah.
Wow.
All right, though, waking up, really no problems out there. Again, yeah, you may have some pollen on the road. No problem. I
Grab
got
your
you
chamois.
anytime.
Team player there. I like it.
Got the tire shine all ready to go. All right, roads in good shape this morning. Ben Franklin Bridge, both inbound and outbound of the city, had no problems. Starting to brighten up a little bit in the sky. Sunrise coming up at 5:49 this morning. Let's take you to 76 past around Gladwin. The headlights are eastbound. The volume picking up just a little bit, but still we're in good shape at this hour. Construction zone 42 freeway southbound between 295 and Creek Road. The left lane is blocked. That'll go until 8 o'clock this morning, so a little bit extended there with that construction zone. Also, the Turnpike eastbound right before Delaware Valley, the right lane is blocked due to construction as well. And then we have that water main break continuing to go on up in Upper Dublin, Fort Washington, Pinetown Road at Highland Avenue. Police are directing traffic there. Camp Hill Road will get you around that scene as well. Adjusted midday schedules for the PACO line. That's both today and tomorrow for both directions. That runs from about 9 to 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's a look at your ride. Yuki, back over to you.
All right, my man. Thank you, sir. Well, more gun trouble for George Zimmerman. Find out how he nearly got shot in the head.
Also a frightening landing for the passengers on that plane. Hear what they were thinking as that plane touched down with a broken landing gear. That story's coming up.
Morning, everyone. Some tense moments in the air when this plane had to make an emergency landing in Los Angeles yesterday. The pilots brought the plane down safely, even though the landing gear did not work properly. Smoke and sparks came off the plane's left wing as it skidded down the runway on its belly.
I'm sure I was like everybody else. All we were doing, I know all I was doing was thinking of my family, my kids. So, you know, just happy to be here.
It was an incredibly smooth landing. I would say it was actually smoother than some of the landings that I've had with all of the landing gear downs.
All 43 people on the plane safely got off of it. Mechanics are now checking out the plane to figure out what went wrong.
We're learning more about the road rage incident involving George Zimmerman. Florida authorities say that a man who called 911 to report he was involved in a shooting with Zimmerman appears to be the same person involved in a road rage incident with Zimmerman last year. Police in Lake Mary say that Zimmerman was not the shooter. He was not seriously hurt. Zimmerman was acquitted in the 2012 killing of Trayvon Martin, an unarmed black teenager. Watch here now as a Savannah, Georgia police officer gets dragged across the parking lot of a convenience store. He does free himself before nearly getting run over. Police are searching for a man they think is the driver. A store manager pointed out that suspect as a man who allegedly tried to cash a fake check. That officer, we're told, now is okay and back on the job.
Your time is coming up on 5:21, and Olive Garden is cooking up something new with its famous breadsticks.
Oh, those things are addicting.
Oh,
so good. We'll show you the new meal designed to boost sales.
And a concert con. How hundreds of people got scammed into buying tickets to a concert that was never even happening. We'll be right back.
New Jersey police say that a self-proclaimed concert promoter scammed hundreds of Sheryl Crow fans into buying phony tickets. Now she's behind bars. Police arrested 42-year-old Kelly Bryan over the weekend. They say she sold tickets to a Sheryl Crow show, which was to be held at the Flying W Airport in Medford, New Jersey. However, one huge problem here: Crow was never booked to play that show. Eyewitness News spoke with a woman who says she was duped.
And how does that feel?
Feels like crap. I mean, you know, I would have been out like almost $300. This is a nice place, and this shouldn't have happened to the Flying W.
Police estimate at least 200 people may have been victimized. Bryan is now being held on $100,000 bond. The Flying W says it had nothing to do with the promotion or sale of tickets. Right now it's 5:23. I want to check in with Katie for our steamy forecast. Good morning.
And good morning, Erica. Good morning, everyone. Once again, we are expecting to see another steamy day unfold, but it's going to be even hotter than yesterday was. We start things off with a quick check on Storm Scan 3, which has seen some signs of life in the last few hours, but generally speaking, most of us have remained dry, and it is still kind of steamy outside. That said, steaminess can only get you so far. We haven't had much more of measurable rain, just than, say, 1/10 of an inch in the last 20 days. So it is a very dry pattern that we've been in the midst of. For outdoor plants, this is great. For allergy sufferers, it's not ideal. And obviously, those spring flowers would love to have a fresh drink from Mother Nature. But we are, regardless, expected to essentially stay dry in the next few days with a serious roller coaster on the thermometer. Upper 80s today, and we're flirting with 70 at best tomorrow. Justin?
Yeah, we're close to that record high today of 91 degrees, so pretty impressive for the middle of May. All right, let's take you outside to the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge. Right now, we're looking good in both directions, but a scheduled opening coming up at 5:45 this morning. for the bridge. All right, let's take into New Jersey. 42 freeway volume certainly picking up for the northbound side. Southbound looks good, but there is a construction zone to deal with on 42 south between 295 and Creek Road. That'll take out the left lane until 8 o'clock this morning. Still speeds for the most part looking in good shape across Philadelphia, South Philly, Northeast Philly. The Blue Route's looking pretty good, as well as the Turnpike. New Jersey, no problems on 295 and the Jersey Turnpike. Again, Fort Washington water main break continues. Pinetown Road at Highland Avenue. Police are directing traffic. The alternate will be Camp Hill Road to get around that water main break. That's a look at your ride. You got it.
Thank you, JD. The Phillies and Pirates in South Philly again tonight, with the Fightins looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Last night, things started well. Grady Sizemore chases Chase Utley home with the rest of his 2 RBI on the night, but the Phils would not hold that lead. Jerome Williams served up a 3-run homer to the Pirates' Starling Marte in the 3rd inning. And the Pirates hold on to win this one. Your final score was 4-3. Hey, a surprise move for the Phils. They have optioned third baseman Cody Ashe to Lehigh Valley to play left field. Ashe's hitting .235 with a couple of homers and 4 runs batted in this year. Now, the move could mean the Phils are considering a promotion for Iron Pigs third baseman Michael Franco. We'll stay tuned. More on Tom Brady coming up a little later. Erica.
Yuki, now a great story here. A member of the Philadelphia Eagles has helped a Virginia teenager have an unforgettable night at her prom. Last February, we showed you Birds linebacker Emmanuel Acho surprising Hannah Del Monte at her school. Now, Acho agreed to accompany Del Monte to her prom. She got 17,000 retweets of her tweet inviting him. And here's some of the pictures from Saturday night's prom. We asked Acho about the big night.
Was a little bit late, but took her out to dinner, showed up at the family's house for pictures, went to dinner, went to the dance itself, serenaded her to close out the night, and it was a good time. But most importantly, it was about the young lady, Hannah Del Monte, and it was about making it a special evening for her.
Oh, and she did. And check her out. Hannah looking amazing in her, what is that, Eagles
Eagle
green or
green,
blue?
yes,
I don't know if
indeed.
it's our monitor. There we go. There's the green.
Eagle green.
Oh, and
yes,
look at the
indeed.
smile on her face. Just top of the world.
They had a great time. That's a wonderful thing to do. How about that?
And I love that they went through all of the rituals where you show up at the parents' house.
That's right.
Got the corsage, the
That's right.
boutonniere, took pictures.
Pictures.
The pictures, remember the prom post?
Oh, yeah, like
Yes.
that. Nicely done. Congratulations.
Really great to see
Wonderful.
that.
Hey, coming up in our next half hour of Eyewitness News this morning, we are following breaking developments after another powerful earthquake hits Nepal.
Also, the NFL sacks Tom Brady for his role in the Deflategate scandal, and that's not the only punishment for the Patriots.
Also, are you one of the people suffering from allergies this spring? Why, this is one of the worst allergy seasons in a long time, and how you can breathe a little easier.
And Justin and Katie return. They've got your traffic and weather together on the 3s as you look live right now at Centers 3 down the Parkway. Oh my gosh, already 70 degrees. If you're trying to figure out what you want to wear today, just know it's going to feel like the middle of July.
Wow. Yeah. What happened to spring?
I think it came and went there, you. We'll be right back.
From the CBS Broadcast Center in Philadelphia, this is CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Updating our breaking news from overseas, another powerful earthquake rocks Nepal. Now, this is some new video taken just moments after the earth began to shake. At least 4 people have died after this morning's magnitude 7.3 quake. It was centered near Mount Everest. This, of course, just a devastating blow to that area. They are still recovering from another major earthquake last month that killed more than 8,000 people.
Good morning, everyone. Here's what else is happening in other news this morning. The NFL hands down a punishment over the so-called Deflategate.
Super Bowl MVP Tom Brady has been suspended without pay. His team, the New England Patriots, they were also punished. Eyewitness News reporter Justin Finch joins us now in our satellite center with more on this story. Justin?
Erica, Yuki, good morning. A lot of hurt feelings when this decision came down from the league. Tom Brady, as you mentioned, facing a 4-game suspension without pay. The Pats now facing a $1 million fine, and fans who are angry that there's no proof for this punishment. With Tom Brady set to miss 1/4 of the upcoming regular season, fans fear the New England Patriots will raise their championship banner without their Super Bowl MVP.
You can't unveil the banner without Brady being there. You can't do it.
I don't want to see a banner without Brady.
On Twitter, Pats fans ripped the NFL, attaching the hashtag No Brady, No Banner. Others bought Brady jerseys, saying they still think Tom is tops.
No, of course. No, he's the greatest of all time. Are you kidding me?
As for what fans think of that 4-game suspension.
Not that. That's a lot.
I think it's too much. It's wrong.
I think it's a little bit excessive.
I think it's excessive, and I don't think he really knew about it.
The NFL Commission Wells report found Brady was likely at least generally aware of the inappropriate activities of locker room attendant and self-proclaimed deflator Jim McNally and equipment assistant John Jastrzemski. Both are now suspended without pay indefinitely, effective May 6th. Brady's 4-game sit-out will be without pay too. The team itself faces a $1 million fine and the loss of his first-round draft pick next year and a 4th-round pick in 2017. The Patriots called the sanctions unreasonable. In a statement, Brady's agent called his suspension ridiculous, saying there's no evidence Brady directed staff to deflate footballs before the AFC Championship game. He says he and Brady plan to appeal. And Brady has 3 days to file that appeal. A 4-game sit-out puts him back by October 18th, just in time for a rematch of sorts against the Colts. That was the matchup that exposed the so-called Deflategate some time back. Live in the Sat Center, I'm Justin Finch, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Justin, thanks so much. It seems to have the cloud around them for a long time. It goes back to even 1982, the snowplow game. If you get a chance, you should look that up. That was something else. I remember covering that.
A team a lot of people have questioned for a while, and now you have this coming down.
So what do you think about the punishment and Brady when it comes to the Patriots? Is it fair or too harsh? Connect with us on Twitter using the hashtag CBS3. Now, Brady's former teammate Aaron Hernandez is dealing with new legal troubles this morning. A grand jury indicted Hernandez on witness intimidation charges. Prosecutors say the former Patriots tight end shot a friend who witnessed a double murder in Boston that Hernandez is accused of committing. Hernandez is already spending the rest of his life in prison for murdering another friend.
Just past 5:33. We're going to check in with Katie right now, and oh my goodness, going to be hot today.
It's definitely going to be a toasty one, feeling sort of like the height of summer when we talk about temperatures like this. And this is going to be one day that is totally different from the next few. So we're really going to see the climax of the temperatures that we're talking about here today, and then they turn a lot cooler. Cold front is going to be responsible for that. For now, though, you do still have some low-lying cloud cover. The worst of our fog worries are essentially going away today. But you've obviously still got some pockets of dense fog, and that's certainly true here in Rehoboth. 66 degrees with a very, very modest breeze right now, but that breeze is going to pick up with time, and eventually it's going to help scare out the clouds. It's also going to turn direction, too, which is going to help matters as well. In the meantime, though, it is sticky outside. Even though we do have some moisture to track on Storm Scan 3, much of these showers and rain and even some thunderstorms have all been just bypassing our area. Do you see how things have fizzled? Even through central PA, things have started to fizzle away with this. While I can't totally rule out just a very stray shower later on today, most of you are dry. And for allergy sufferers, this isn't the best news. You'd probably love to just have the pollen washed away and be done with it, but it likely isn't going to happen for most of us today. In the meantime, though, it sure feels like summer. Keep your outdoor plans, but have a t-shirt and shorts ready to go. 88 degrees the expected high here in Philadelphia, and that is just a handful of degrees shy of the record. But it is also going to be the hottest day we've had yet for the year 2015. And then by tomorrow, and even as early as tonight, it starts to turn a lot cooler out there, and that's going to bode well for the rest of the week. Some very comfortable weather headed our way pretty soon, Justin.
Yeah, that's right. And you showed that shot of Rehoboth Beach with the recent warmth. That water temperature already up to around 60 degrees. That's pretty impressive this early in May. Something to look forward to if you have Memorial Day beach plans. All right, let's take you to the roads right now. We'll take you to the Blue Route southbound of the headlights at McDade Boulevard. Looking okay in both directions this morning. Skies, you see some breaks in the clouds. We'll see some sunshine up here. Sunrise coming up at 5:49. Here we go, the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge. Again, closed right now. We're good in both directions, but it's scheduled to open around 5:45. We just saw a boat over here. That's Yuki's yacht right there, just moving off the screen. He probably expects me to watch that too later this afternoon. That's not happening. Let's take you down to Delaware this morning. 55 for the speed limit on 95 and Route 1. Looks good over the Delaware Memorial Bridge. 295 in the Turnpike also in good shape as far as the speeds go. In Wynwood, we do have an accident, City Avenue southbound at Haverford Road. Just keep that in mind. Also, again, Penn move-out day. That's always a good day for the students. Finals are over. Start your summer. Not good for the drivers. Spruce Street is closed between 34th and 40th. This is today and tomorrow from 6:30 to 8 o'clock tonight. That's a look at your ride. Yuki, Erica, back to you.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Never invited us on your yacht.
Well, you know, I got to get a bigger one. Got to get a bigger boat. Yeah. Our time is 5:37. In business news this morning, digital dressing rooms.
Also, what passengers think of their airplane. Money Watch's Joe Wagner joins us now from the New York Stock Exchange. She has those stories and more. Good morning.
Good morning. Yuki and Erica, falling energy stocks like ExxonMobil really dragged down the markets yesterday. The Dow fell nearly 86 points. The Nasdaq dropped 10. The U.S. government did give Royal Dutch Shell conditional approval to drill for oil and gas off Alaska's northwest coast. Now, this is a major victory for the oil and gas industry. Environmental groups, though, are blasting the decision. Lost luggage, flight delays, increased fees. They are just some of the problems air travelers face. Now, the Department of Transportation says customer complaints about the airlines shot up by more than 55% this past March compared to the same time last year, even though fewer flights were delayed. Southwest Airlines actually saw the least amount of complaints. And dressing rooms are going digital. Many upscale stores like Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom are testing smart mirrors and interactive shelves. You can get info about the clothing designer and other available colors. The best part, the technology lets shoppers see themselves in an outfit without actually having to try the clothes on. Yuki and Erica?
Do you buy that, though? I mean, I like the idea of it, but I don't know if I'd trust what the computer
I don't,
thinks.
actually.
Look at, I'm with you guys.
I'm a skeptic.
I'm with you ladies.
We're all on the same bandwagon.
Right.
Okay. Thanks, Jill.
Thanks, Jill. Other news this morning, closing arguments are set to begin tomorrow in the sentencing phase of convicted Boston Marathon bomber Jahar Tsarnaev. In April, a jury convicted Tsarnaev of all 30 charges against him, including 17 that carry a possibility of the death penalty. On Monday, Sister Helena Prégin testified for the defense. Now, she's the Catholic nun and death penalty opponent whose story was told in the 1995 movie Dead Man Walking. If spared execution, Tsarnaev faces life in Supermax Federal Prison in Florence, Colorado. Senator Bob Menendez wants his federal corruption trial moved from Newark to Washington. The New Jersey Democrat is charged with accepting gifts and donations totaling about $1 million from a Florida ophthalmologist in exchange for political favors. The motion argues that he is not charged with any acts that took place in the state. Menendez denies any wrongdoing. Erica?
Yuki, massive downpours in Texas caused part of this cliff to come crumbling down. Look right there. Now you can see a huge chunk of that cliff in the lake near Dallas after they got about 9 inches of rain over the weekend. At one point, a large house actually sat on top of that cliff. Now you may remember the owners decided to burn that home down. Remember this? This happened a while ago. This happened last summer. They wanted to burn it down rather than risk having that home fall into the lake. Now other homeowners in that area are watching for more cracks. But an incredible video here, seeing how things have changed so much just over this last year. Yuki?
Well, that it is. Well, do you love the breadsticks at Olive Garden? The restaurant just came up with a new way to eat the famous appetizer. Also, a young boy risks his life to escape a carjacker. Find out why he says he jumped out of a moving car. And brand new crash test results released overnight. Three's on your side with the few SUVs that get the highest marks. You're watching Eyewitness News on CBS 3. Be right back.
On your Health Watch this morning, an explosion of pollen making people just miserable this spring. Are you one of them? People are flooding emergency rooms, prompting the Philadelphia Health Department to issue an advisory. Early May has brought what some are calling a pollen tsunami. Tree and grass pollen are extremely high at the same time, and that's unusual. Experts blame our nasty winter that dragged through March. Doctors say that this is one of the worst spring allergy seasons they've ever seen.
People find it harder to breathe because they have all this mucus clogging their airways, and then they develop edema or swelling in the airways, just like you develop edema or swelling in your nose and inflammation in your airways as well.
Now, you can take medicine to alleviate the symptoms. You can also try to keep pollen out of your house by taking off your shoes and clothes when you get home and then hopping in the shower, get all that pollen off of you.
Well, Olive Garden has a new plan to win back customers. The restaurant chain says it plans to use its breadsticks for sandwiches, at least some of them. The breadsticks will be used for chicken parmesan and meatball sandwiches starting next month. Katie's like, oh,
yummy.
I sound like a Frenchman. The breadstick sandwiches are just the latest attempt to revamp Olive Garden's menu and marketing after sales have declined a bit for the past 3 years. The sandwiches will only be available on the lunch menu. Oh, that sounds so good.
Frenchman.
I love the Italian restaurant. We're doing these French accents. It doesn't matter. It looks delicious.
No matter where you're from, you love to eat this stuff.
The bread is delicious.
Man.
It's very good.
Let us get our forecast now with Katie failing and our weather watchers.
We morphed into Russian now.
We do not know why.
That meatball sandwich sounds
Doesn't it though?
That looked
Yes,
delicious too. That melted cheese.
Yes.
It's almost our lunchtime too. It's almost our lunchtime too.
Hey,
Let's eat.
when you get up as early as we do, lunchtime can happen as early as 9 a.m. Let's be honest. All right, let's start things off with a check with our Eyewitness Weather Watcher Network. A lot of mid-60s being reported. Not quite as warm as it was the same time yesterday, but it is still certainly very mild. We'll take you a little bit further north here where John Jenkins is generally just reporting a lot of clouds in Percy right now. He sent this within the last 15 minutes, so he's got the gray skies to start things off. Yeah, he mentioned this too. We've been talking about it all morning. Could really use some rain right now. Now we're getting to the point where people are hoping hoping for it. 64 degrees was sent in to us from Carrie. She is out in Mount Laurel, and actually she's got a nice clear sky where she is. So a little bit of variety depending on your location. She's got a tinge of red in the sunrise. So another flip-flop day. That's definitely for sure here. You don't want to have the shorts, the t-shirts, any of your summer gear ready to go for a day like this. William Powell also has a generally clear sky at 64 degrees. He's in Woodbine, New Jersey. So yeah, you've got a little bit of a mixed bag depending on location. And certainly the further northwest you go, you can see there's a little bit more cloud cover here, but it's steamy depending on your location too. So here's what's left now of Anna, still scooting away out to sea. And then you've got your storm system dragging its cold front back through our area. But do you see how things have just started to fizzle out here? The bulk of moisture with this is getting swept well off to the north. So we could see a spotty shower out there, but most of you are dry. And again, at this point, we're kind of hoping for a nice little washout to get rid of the pollen and to give the spring flowers a drink. This is how it feels though in the next few days, guys. Totally different days coming up here. Today feeling very much like the dog days of summer. It's steamy, it's humid, it's breezy and hot, but we get some sunshine, a good pool day if yours is open by now. But then by tomorrow, that humidity just totally bottoms out with much cooler and more comfortable air settling in. And that'll be a running theme for us right to the end of the work week. Justin, over to you.
Yeah, good to get rid of that humidity. You can shut the AC off, maybe save a couple of bucks on your electric bill. All right, Tacony Palmyra Bridge is open, scheduled opening at 5:45. That's because, again, Yuki Jat just came through. He upgraded this year, so that's why they have to open the bridge now for it. Last year, he could make it through
a 3-hour
below.
tour.
So big upgrade there.
The USS Anchor away.
Debris on the road right now. This is 76 West, right around Spring Garden, off right there on the shoulder there. It looks like we are getting by okay, but just keep that in mind. Maybe some slow spots there. Again, that's right around Spring Garden, westbound on 76. Wynwood southbound on City Avenue, there is an accident at Haverford Road. And again, Spruce Street remains closed between 34th and 40th today and tomorrow afternoon from 6:30 to 8 o'clock this evening. That's because of Penn move-out day. Also, SEPTA buses 40 and 42 are going to be detoured.
Let's update our breaking news right now. Another earthquake in Nepal to tell you about. The magnitude 7.3 quake near the Chinese border is the second earthquake in the country in less than a month. 4 people are confirmed dead. Last month's earthquake killed more than 8,100 people.
Also, a suspect is in custody after a robbery at a Southwest Philadelphia Dunkin' Donuts. Police say that man broke a window and then tried to steal the safe from inside that store at 63rd and Girard.
A female special needs student is recovering this morning. She was hit in the face by a brick thrown through the window of her school bus in West Philly. Police are searching for the person who threw it. They say a group of young people were seen running from that scene. We'll be right back.
EF3 is on your side this morning with some brand new crash test results. They were just released this morning. Now, only 3 of 7 mid-size SUVs from the 2015 model year performed well in front-end crash tests. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety says the Nissan Murano did the best in the crash test. However, the Jeep Cherokee, Dodge Durango, and Hyundai Santa Fe were rated as marginal, and the Dodge Journey got poor marks. The Jeep Wrangler 4-door also did well, and the Ford Flex got an acceptable rating. Now, if you've ever been in a car accident, you know how scary and chaotic it can be, and also how easy it is to forget important information at the scene. In this week's Angie's List report, Jim Donovan has some do's and don'ts you should keep in mind after an accident.
If you find yourself in a fender bender, you may become easily overwhelmed, but your best bet is remaining calm and taking notes.
Most of us carry a camera around on our phone, so it's a great way for you to document what happened. Take pictures of your car, take pictures of the scene, because you can have those to share with your insurance company or the police for that matter.
Your photos should help tell the story of what happened. They may also expedite an insurance claim.
The best things that can be shown in a photo that you can get at the time of the accident is something that will show us several things. The points of impact on the car, any road markers that there may be, such as a turn lane, traffic lights, getting a snapshot of the license plate of the other party, and very importantly, getting a snapshot of their insurance identification card.
In some wrecks, like a rear-end collision, it seems easy to assign blame, but don't be pressured into accepting responsibility until all the facts are gathered.
You don't ever want to admit fault, because in many cases there's other factors that have happened in an accident that you're not aware of. Somebody maybe that you don't realize that it's a no turn on red and they've turned. Which can cause, at worst, contributory liability.
And don't sign anything at the accident scene unless the police are asking you to do it.
What you want to do in that scenario is you just want to be exchanging your information with the other driver. Exchange your contact information, your insurance information, but leave the rest of the documentation to the police.
For more advice from Angie on what to do if you're involved in an auto accident, visit cbsphilly.com/Angie's List. I'm Jim Donovan.
And it's almost 5:53 in the morning. Here's K-Fel.
And good morning, Yuki. We're actually going to take you out to a live pic right now here outside Center City, where we're facing over the Ben Franklin Parkway from the Art Museum steps. And you can see the sun is definitely shining already off of City Hall there off in the distance and all the other buildings. So we don't have as much of the fog or low-lying cloud cover worries that we've had in recent mornings. And even though we did have a little hint of fog, and we still do, especially at the shore points, you'll notice that humidity out there, but it is starting to lift very quickly, and we can expect to eventually end up with daytime highs that easily spike to the 80s here. Right now, any wet weather is essentially bypassing our area, still allowing for a quick shower. In the meantime, though, this temperature that we're shooting for of 88 degrees would at least flirt with record territory. We probably don't actually get there, but it's going to be awfully close, and it'll be a hot and steamy summer-like day by tomorrow. Hey, it actually feels like spring and mid-May for a change with the sun returning once again. Justin, over to you.
All right, good morning. And we do have a lot of sunshine out already. Sunrise was at 5:49 this morning, so we're going to be battling sun glare. Tacony Palmyra Bridge back down, so we're open for business here in both directions, so no delays to report. Now, we do have debris in the road here. This is Schuylkill westbound right around Spring Garden. You can see that in the left lane, but the cars are getting by, so there may be some slow spots here, but at least the volume is looking good in both directions on the Schuylkill Expressway. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
A California boy escapes a carjacker by jumping out of a moving car.
911 is emergency. I'm a taxi driver, and a lady just hollered me down. They just stole her kid. She came running around the corner saying they took her son.
Now, the boy's mother says she left her car running while she said goodbye to her in-laws. Her children were playing near the car, but 4-year-old Peyton actually climbed inside. In just a moment, a man jumped into the driver's seat and then sped off with Peyton still inside.
I seen a car come flying down the road real fast, and I seen another truck chasing him. He was doing like 60, 70 miles an hour. When he turned the corner so fast, I thought maybe the kid just fell out.
The little boy did get injured. I mean, he jumped out of a moving vehicle because he didn't know who the man was and fearing